The question is, in this video, can you live on $600 a month in Asia? In this video, I'm going to show you actually how we were able to live in Cambodia and what it cost us. There's two things that your most expensive part of traveling. That's going to be your hotel and your food. And now this is an experiment we did, okay, where we took 1 month and we looked at how we could live on the cheapest, lowest budget that we can possibly do. And so I'm going to go over the numbers with you later in this video. Now let's discuss rent. Where are you going to stay? First of all, you have to determine how much time you're going to be there. If you're going to only be there 1 month or if you're going to be there a full year. That's going to make a determination of where you want to stay. In this particular case, what we did, we chose to stay in a hotel. In a hotel, you don't have to worry about, let's say, like bedding. You don't have to worry about pots and pans. You don't have to worry about buying propane gas. You don't have to worry about paying your electric bill. And so if you have an apartment, those are things possibly that you're going to need to get. You can get them where they're going to be furnished, but still you may need to add some things in there like pots and pans and those type of things. What I recommend is getting a Google Translator when you're traveling. This will really help you to save a lot of money. Also, it's going to help you to communicate and get lower rates. Now, when negotiating, I don't care if it's a hotel or if it's an apartment, don't accept the first offer in there, but ask them if they can get a lower rate. Ask them if they can talk to their manager, have them, the next thing, food. This is very important because this will lower your budget. This is how you're going to be able to live there for $600 a month. So you're going to need to eat the street food. You're going to need to go out on the street, the little carts out there, and eat them. Don't worry about it. Look for a cart where people are going there. The food is turning over. In other words, it's not staying stagnant. Flies aren't getting on it, stuff like that. That's going to be one of the tips that I can give you. The other tip is go into the markets, the open markets. Go with the local people. Sit down and eat with them. See what they're eating. Just pick it out. Now remember, you're going to eat things like pork. You're going to eat chicken, fish, rice, the little vegetables, local vegetables and stuff like that. Now me personally, I don't like bitter foods. I like sweet combinations of food. And I find in Asia, some are a little too hot and spicy for me. The other ones, they're a little bitter. So what I do is I carry a little piece of candy in my pocket. I drop that in my mouth after I eat. And that way I can eat the food and get the lower price and not have that bitter taste that I don't like in my mouth. Another thing in your budget is look at transportation. So realistically, you're going to walk, and I recommend walking. You can lose a few pounds, you can keep in better shape, and so walking is a great way to get around, and you can see a lot of things when you walk. But take a tuk-tuk, and negotiate with them also on the price. Negotiate in Asia on everything. And you can also see another video I made on bartering and bargaining in Asia. And another way of getting around is the local buses. You're not going to take a taxi. You're not going to do anything like that. So walking, taking a bus, and the tuk-tuks. I'm going to pick up my notebook now, and we're going to look at the numbers that I promised you here. Now remember, these numbers are for 2 people, and I'll talk about after this how 1 person, what it'll cost for them. So our cost, and remember, I log everything. I log every penny I spend, every real I spend, any baht I spend. I put it down on the paper as I go along, and then I add it up for the month. And so the very realistic numbers. So our food budget for this 1 month was $510. We stayed in a hotel and we spent $350. Items like I needed a haircut, and that was $1. Got it on the street, okay? We needed some medication. We went in the drugstore. We asked the pharmacist there. They made some recommendations. Lori bought a few little clothing items, very inexpensive. That was $125. So the total for that month for the 2 of us was $985. Okay, so 1 person, divide that in half, would roughly be $495. Okay, now let's look at what it costs for 1 person to live in Asia. Okay, so I'm looking at about $310 for food for the 1 person. They're going to spend a little bit more for food. Rent, you can lower the rent because you're just paying for one person there. You're not paying for two. $300. Your miscellaneous cost in there, keeping it down, eating on the streets, you know, very, very low, walking around, doing stuff like that. Look for free things, about $685. So you can do it for about $600 if you really, really cut it. But that's a little extreme for me, but that gives you an idea what you can spend in Asia for one person. And if you're living over a year time, you can figure out other ways of saving more money in there and possibly getting a better apartment or a better hotel. You'll be checking out your prices as you stay there longer and longer. Well, I hope this little video has helped you get an idea what it costs in there. Now remember, if you see some of our other videos, we definitely do spend more money on the average. We don't have to cut it down this tight, but I thought you would like to take a look at an experiment we did that it's possible to do that. Okay, this has been Jerry Brown with Jerry Brown's Travels. I hope, again, you've enjoyed this video. Hope it's been helpful to you. Look at some of my other videos coming up here in the future. And now we're looking at possibly moving to Mexico. And upcoming videos, we'll talk about that.